June. In the year 2005, on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism arrived in Seattle, June 21st, for the third Acharya's teacher training program from 21st June to 29th of June. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted such programs himself to teach people to carry forth his message and meditation to the world at large. In these programs, the Acharya spent wonderful and intimate moments with the Master, observing and imbibing him. Here in this interview in Seattle again, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave a radio interview in the show called titled Being in Seattle. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in his characteristic style, sheds light on a broad range of questions posed by talk show host Rosemary Broccoli.
In my audience, this is something that we are striving for. So during our talk today, I would love it if you could just, why don't we just have you start by saying, what does it really feel like to be in the moment?
First thing, living in the moment happens only when you are really enjoying this moment. We should understand why are we so much caught in the past, because it always feels that memories are really much more solid than the reality. Thinking that memories are more solid experience than the reality is what we call illusion. Even in your day-to-day life, you can see, when you go to some place for vacation or a picnic with a family, first thing you do is take photographs, smile, stand, take photographs, right, so that later on you can see that photograph and enjoy. You don't really exactly enjoy that very moment, but you make everything into past and you know how to enjoy the past. Somehow our mind is trained to believe the past is more enjoying, joyful, blissful, colorful than the present. That is the first thing which we need to understand.
So let me ask you, because what I was really, what interested me is, and let's let the audience know a little about your past, that right when you were born, that, and in your tradition from India, you were born in South India,
Yes.
that you have a tradition of having astrologers present at birth. And can you just tell the audience a little about what happened to that astrologer?
Yes. First thing, in the Vedic tradition, they have a special beautiful science called astrology. Based on the time of the birth, they predict the life course of that soul. We believe every soul consciously decides the time and the place and parents to take birth based on their mission, based on their decision how to live. So based on that theory, the astrologers sit and predict how the main course of the life of that person will be. Of course, the person who predicted my horoscope is in this field for 9 generations. 9 generations they were in the field, like it's their life. It's not just a profession, it's their life. He has predicted so many things about all our elders and other family people, which everything came true. He predicted that I'll become a Paramahamsa, means the enlightened one, a leader among the Swamis, a Raja Sannyasi, he calls it. And not only that, after predicting, writing my horoscope, he said that I'm going to die within 21 days, means he is going to die within 21 days. He was very old at the time itself. He said that I'm going to die within 21 days. So after writing this horoscope, I don't want to touch anything else. I have done the best. Now it is time for me to relax. And after that horoscope, he did not touch anything else. And as he predicted, 21st day, he passed away, left the body. This can show the authority with which he was living, the authenticity with which he was practicing that science. very strong person, not a professional astrologer. When you practice it as a profession, there is always a little bit of part comes, which is marketing. He is a person from the R&D department, research and development, not from the marketing department.
I also want to say that astrology in the Vedic sense is so much different. What I'd like to just mention to all of you listening, that what we want to do is really go beyond our Western understandings of some of the things that you're talking about, Swamiji, because really one of the things
in the original astrology, the word, Sanskrit word is called Jyotisha. It means showing the way or path to the light. Originally, the astrology science was created to choose the right path towards ultimate enlightenment for every individual. They will see the person's mental setup and decide the right path towards which he will become enlightened.
The right path?
Right path towards the enlightenment, the ultimate experience. And as a byproduct, these guys have learned the science of predicting the major activities, day-to-day things which can happen in the life. But the astrology is not originally created just to predict when you will get married, who you will get married, when you will find your love, when you will find your car, or when you will find your new home. No, that's only a byproduct. The main purpose of the astrology is to find and choose the right path towards liberation or enlightenment.
Well, when did you tell the audience about your path? I mean, when did you you had a regular childhood? You grew up with your. Did you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I had one younger brother and an elder brother.
And so up until the age of 17, then I know that you went to your mother, and what happened?
See, fortunately, I was born and brought up in a place which is a spiritual nerve center of India. That place is called Arunachala. If you have heard of Ramana Maharshi, a great enlightened master from southern India, his place, many of your audience must have visited, because there is a very famous spiritual nerve center which attracts devotees, seekers, visitors from around the world, which attracts something like 1 million seekers from around the world every year. And
you were born there?
I'm born and brought up there. I'm born and brought up. And that very ambience, that very place, it is like a spiritual university. Continuously the spiritual related debates, discussions, the classes, sessions, festivals, ceremonies will be going on throughout 365 days, 24/7. So that ambience gave me a lot of inspiration, courage to experiment. There were many enlightened masters, and that city still boasts the unbroken lineage of living enlightened masters for last 2000 years. Unbroken lineage of living enlightened masters for last 2000 years. I have seen so many siddhas, yogis, rishis, munis, enlightened beings. They all were inspiration to travel, to do little research and development in that path.
Well, I think it would be helpful for the audience to know, so as a young person, what did you think that these masters were? I mean, how are these masters different than other people?
See, they were so joyful, ecstatic all the time. Come what may in the life. They were just out of this world. I have never seen suffering or disturbance in their faces, even though they live in utter poverty, which is chosen conscious choice by them, consciously deciding the poverty and sacrifice and service.
But why do they do that?
They just feel that they don't need anything, so much of fulfillment in the inner space. One master with whom I had the fortune to live, every day something like 300 to 400 people will come to have his darshan, to see him, get his blessings, to get his opinions about their life, or to find the path. He has taken a vow. Before he sleeps, he will not have any money or anything kept for tomorrow. Whatever is around him, he will distribute it to people. Beggars, poor people, whoever comes to him, he will just give anything comes to his hand. End of the day, he will just sleep with his hand under the head. Just a complete, beautiful life. When I saw them, I was inspired. Oh God, these guys can do this. And this is possible. They are out of the world. And I know the powers which they expressed. And he can see anybody and tell anything which is going on inside his mind or which is going to happen about his future. I had the fortune of living around him 6 years. I've never seen him eating or drinking or sleeping. Means he will just lie down. I've never seen him like a regular sleep like us. This really shocks us. Any logical man will be feeling, what is he talking? Never eating. But I don't know how to, sorry, forgive me if you are not able to digest what I am talking, but I have seen 6 years. I am also a person with a very logic,
Right.
and I doubt everything. I question everything.
Right. Well, I think Swamiji, there's enough people, and I know that my audience are people who understand our attachment to the physical world, and that what we want to do is free ourselves from that conditioning. So I think that, I mean, I know myself listening to you, I can appreciate what you're saying, and I have enough awareness to really realize that we really do have within us everything that we need.
And when you live around this kind of a person, the impression which he makes on you is amazing. Because I don't have to doubt, I'm seeing a living example. There is somebody sitting in front of me. He never used even clothes. He was just naked.
He was naked?
Naked. And just living like a child, happily. Happily living like a child. If you find time, you can see from the souvenir which you received. Or you can see it in our website. His photograph is there. His name is Isaki Swamigal. And he just lived so happily. I have never seen him in low mood, continuously overflowing, bubbling with joy. Never, he doesn't need anything from the outer world. He's just completely fulfilled. We call in Sanskrit Atmo Rahita, means completely fulfilled in himself. There is nothing needs. He was radiating, giving so much to the outer world, but never took anything from the outer world. When you see this kind of a person, the impression which he makes on you, just can't imagine. See, talking about this kind of person is different. And seeing somebody, and in such close quarters, I lived with him throughout day and night. Morning till night, I can see him.
Is he your master then?
I can say he was my main inspiration source. I had 2-3 people teaching me. I learned from many people. He was one of the main inspiration source. You can say he is one of my master.
Well, let me go back to your mother, because I know that in my reading, you went to your mother and you told her you do want to take this journey, because in India, let's explain to them that you journey from one master to another. Is that how you do it?
Yes. It's like in India, if you want to learn, you are supposed to take up a wandering path. Means you are supposed to leave your home and the hometown, just travel from village to village by walk, beg and eat in the places wherever you are given food, and learn from the life and the masters whom you meet on the way. It's a very beautiful journey.
Sorry. I want the audience to know that in school, you did very well in school. I mean, you were very good in math and science. So you were really ahead of yourself.
Not only ahead, and I had whatever the outer world can offer. I never had an insecurity or something which outer world can offer. I had everything. I consciously decided to travel in this path. When I went and told my mother that I wanted to take the sannyas life, the spiritual journey, the research and development in the inner science, she just said that she started crying. I said that, you mean I should not go? She said, no, I can't say you should not go. Only I am not able to tolerate now. I digest now, so I am crying, but I can't stop you. You can continue your path. She gave the blessing. I continued my path. Around 9 years, I lived wandering. begging and eating, sleeping under the trees, studying at the feet of the different masters. India is such a holy land. Every village, when you walk and when the people know that you are a seeker, they offer food. That society itself is programmed to take care of the seekers. Now, years I wandered the length and breadth of India, studying, learning, practicing, experimenting the inner science. And the beauty of that social system is all 9 years I was given food, shelter, clothes with respect.
But you must have been younger than 17 years old then.
From 17 to 9 years, I was traveling.
Okay, because you had, tell the audience about the moment of your enlightenment. I thought that was very interesting.
You can say a few strong experiences which led to enlightenment, because the enlightenment itself, I'm not able to verbalize. It is such a powerful, strong experience. Maybe I'll tell that one or two experiences which I can verbalize. It was like the first experience was like a opening in the inner space. Even with closed eyes, I was able to see all 360 degree. Whatever is around me, not only see, I was able to feel. See, seeing is a very superficial word. Seeing is something like a seeing with your two eyes. But if you are able to see the same thing without your two eyes in the inner space, you can feel everything is part of you. Anything you see in your inner space is part of you. Am I right? So I was able to see, means feel everything inside my inner space as part of me. If I have to tell a few more words, now you know you are alive inside your skin.
Right.
You know you are living inside your skin. I felt the same life, that not only inside my skin, outside my skin also. I felt that I am alive in the rocks, in the plants, in the flowers, in the whole, all the living beings, animate and inanimate things around me. That was the first experience.
Well, that must have been wonderful. Wow.
Opened a deep compassion and love for everything. Reverence for life has happened by that experience. I felt very clearly, experienced, I am not alive just inside my skin. I am alive in that skin also. I am alive inside this furniture also. I am alive in that plants also. I am alive in that flowers. I just experienced. I am alive in everything around me. Inside and outside the skin, I am alive. That was the first opening. We call it 360-degree experience. And anybody who goes through this experience, not only he became non-violent, the reverence for life comes. Acceptance of every being as he is starts coming into yourself. Then religious fanaticism, communal fanaticism, linguistic fanaticism, everything disappears. Everything disappears. You can't die or kill somebody for just some concept's sake. You will have the reverence for life. Not just non-violence. Just non-violence is a negative part of reverence for life. The positive part is reverence, the real respect, acceptance for life happens when you experience you are alive, not just in your skin, you are alive in every skin, inside every skin. That was the first glimpse which happened in me, which led to enlightenment. The enlightenment itself, if I have to define, verbalize, I can't exactly verbalize. Maybe I can verbalize one or two symptoms of enlightenment. After that, what all happened in me? It became something like the inner chattering continuously which happens has disappeared. See, your inner chattering happens in you only when you say no to the life. If you say utter complete yes to life, to this moment, there won't be any inner chattering.
If you say what?
Utter clear yes.
Oh, if you say yes to us.
Yes to the present moment. There won't be inner chattering. Inner chattering is the fight between the identity which you show to the outer world and the identity which you believe in the inner world as you. We carry two identities. One identity which you project to the outer world. How we want world to recognize or know us. What we project, which will be always much more than what we are.
Right. Did you, because I know in your system that you offer many meditation techniques. Did you get these meditation techniques from your own intuition, or are they a combination?
Many of them are from the masters, from whom I learned. I had the fortune to sit at the feet of many masters. From them, many things I learned. Only one thing I can say, I personally experimented with those techniques and experienced the truth of it and presenting it in an updated way. I added my experience and updated it to offer to the world. Let me finish that statement which I was making.
I'm sure, of course.
The inner chattering is nothing but the fight between the identity which you show to the outer world and the identity which you carry in the inner world. When you say a deep yes to the present moment, that disappears. That is what has happened in enlightenment. And it was such an amazing, unbroken, continuous, intense joy, bliss, love, and compassion.
I envy that. I mean, most of us try to do that with drugs, but what you're saying is it goes beyond what we can achieve.
The problem with the drugs is you only become addicted to it, and you need to use more and more after every session. With meditation, see, problem with the drug is after every session you need to increase the dosage. With meditation, if you after every session you can decrease the time of the meditation. After every session of the drug, you become more and more addicted to it. After every session of meditation, you are more and more liberated from it.
So let's let them know that when you did, your foundation is called Life Bliss Foundation, and you founded it in, I think it was 2003. And just in a very short period, I think you have something like 1,000 centers active around the world.
Centers and more than 100 ashrams.
And that you've taken, and you're only what, 29?
Yes.
And so, but your mission really, Swamiji, is to do what? I mean, you really have a big mission.
Maybe the divine grace is working. See, in the last 4.5 years of mission, we have 1.2 million seekers initiated and 5,000 healers initiated and 500 teachers trained and initiated, teaching around the world. Something like 35 different programs for enlightenment seekers. The same spirit and the truth of meditation for the people who work in the line of intellectual field, for the people who are in the corporate field, for the people who wants to work on the de-addiction, de-addicting themselves, for the people who want to work on the health, for different purposes. We have cognized different programs and we offer it. Of course, everything ultimately leads to enlightenment, leads to that one science. And we have a new yoga system, Nitya Yoga, and we have cognized so many different programs and created so many teachers, and I have more than 1,000 ashramites living inside our ashrams, practicing and presenting these great truths to the world, and 150 swamis of our order who are full-time dedicated to practice and do research and development in the science and offer it to the world. The whole thing happened just because the honesty and commitment to the truth we are standing.
Are we in the presence of swamis here?
Yes.
Swamiji came with some people, and well, that's really an honor to be with all of you. I know, Swamiji, if I just could take a second, I know one thing very dear to your heart is offering programs for young people.
Yes.
Could you just tell us a little
Yes.
about your program where people for little kids can, from the ages of what, 12 and 18, is it? Oh, no.
Yes, we have 3-level program. Between the 0 to 7, below the age 7, we have programs to help kids how to live without getting conditioned by society.
Really?
How to retain that joy. Just retaining that innocence itself is a beautiful thing.
How can somebody find out about that? If they went to your website?
Yes, you can go to our website or contact nearest center. You will get the whole detail.
Right, because you have a center here in Bellevue,
yes,
I think.
We have a center in Seattle also. And there's next level program between 7 to 14, where we teach them the basic science of meditation and how to awaken their intelligence to internalize the social laws without making them as a conditionings. See, if you understand about the society, ways in which the society works, civilization operates, you will know how to play with the mask, but how not to get conditioned by it.
Oh, I love that, how you said that, not to play with the mask.
And relax from it
Oh, that's
when you don't need it. The coat is necessary to go to the office. When you come back from your profession or your office, you can just be with yourself. You can be completely relaxed from the conditionings.
Oh, now, these kids, do they go away to a school or do they leave their parents?
We offer in 2 ways. One, the web-based, and other one, the classrooms-based, means where our centers are there. There we give them. And the third thing, we give them just weekend workshops.
Wow.
Through weekend lessons, we teach them. And we have a 3rd level program. After 21, 1 year, we give them complete free food and stay in India and teach them about the basic science of enlightenment. This is completely offered free. Anybody from around the world can come and stay there for 1 year. We give them the shared dormitory accommodation. Anybody after 21 can come.
Anybody from America?
Anybody from America.
Have they sent their kids?
Around the world.
Really?
Yes.
They're doing that. Wow.
Whether they can come or they can send the kids, but only after 21. Before 21, if a parent accompanies, they can stay. Without a parent or a guardian, they can't stay.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
After 21, anybody can come. 1 year, we will give them free food and stay, and all the educational materials freely. They can learn the inner science, study the enlightenment science, and practice in the beautiful ambience. We believe knowledge is free. Because I myself was given this science freely. So we have a university in India, means the spiritual university, where we offer this program. Not only they can learn, and they can have the certificate to teach others.
Oh, great.
Teach others. We request that person only one thing: have honest seeking. Do not just abusing the hospitality. If you have the honest seeking, interest to learn, you are welcome to have 1 year free program. We offer them the basic accommodation, food. We have something called like a regular programs and training mechanism, where people can come and not only they will learn the intellectual things, they can even practice the basic science, the basic things like Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, the basic life solutions from the Vedic tradition, and how we can create a better software, better inner software for our whole life.
I know that one of the things that you teach is that I love what you just said, because what that will do is, one of the ways that you say it is to increase the positive energies of each person. And by doing that inner programming, we're really emanating more positive energies.
Clearing and creating a right inner software is a basic need. That is the reason we are offering all these programs freely to the public. See, it is time to save the planet Earth by creating more and more people who are awakened, who are
awakened.
enlightened.
Yes, right.
Who are enlightened.
Right.
Unless we create a critical mass of enlightened people, we can't think of saving the planet Earth, because so many calamities happening around the world, which is created by the unconscious human beings. Global warming, HIV, religious terrorism, fascism, and so much of atomic weapons getting piled.
Yes.
We are facing today so many dangers. Unless we create a peace, blissful, joyful, understanding, enlightened society, humanity, I don't think we will be able to preserve this beautiful planet Earth. So we are all out to create the peace, joy, blissful, conscious, enlightened humanity. We request anybody who is interested to come and check us out. And if you are interested in learning more, come to India. If you are above 21 and stay there, we will be happy to share all our wisdom, study, internalize, and go around and share with the people. And I always tell people, knowledge is free without copyright. I don't have copyright on any of my techniques or methods, because in Vedic tradition, we believe knowledge should be shared to anybody who is interested, who is sincere. So that is the reason all our meditation techniques are available in our website. You can directly download and experiment, explore anything.
Yes, and I want all of you to know that if you go to Swamiji's website, he has, if you love spiritual study, it's a mecca. I mean, I myself, I've downloaded so many articles.
We have something like 4,700 hours of recorded discourse, 200 volumes published in 12 languages, and 300 CDs, audio CDs released, and 470 DVDs released.
Wow.
Something like 200 YouTube clips are available in YouTube. You can see everything and experience, experiment, explore.
Something I read in your material that I never heard anybody say it quite like this, Swamiji, and I'd like you to, I think maybe my audience would be interested in this too. But you said this: responsibility is a consciousness.
Yes.
The moment you feel responsible for what is happening around you, that moment, the divine energy will rush into you. I love that.
See, we always think we should take up the job or the responsibilities, how much energy we have. We think this much energy I have, I should take up this much responsibility in my life. But the truth is, when you take more responsibility, you just expand. The more energy starts expressing through you. Not that you will take the responsibility according to your energy, that you will have energy according to the responsibilities which you take up. The more responsibility you take up on your shoulders, the more energy expression starts happening through you. If you feel responsible, whatever is happening around you, you suddenly become a leader. You start transforming your life and others' life. Responsibility is one of the ways to consciously grow. That's what Gita says.
Responsibility
is one of the ways to consciously grow. Taking responsibility for others is the technique for enlightenment. That is what Gita says as karma yoga. When you really feel that you should do the karma, taking the responsibility for others, you will not even bother about results. Just out of your compassion, feeling responsible, you will start working. You will start reacting. Overflowing, working out of overflowing responsibility is what we call spiritual life. Working out of overflowing energy and overflowing compassion, overflowing feeling of responsibility for everything is spiritual life.
That's beautiful.
Not working for greed or fear-based, working out of overflowing responsibility is conscious life.
That's beautiful. And that leads me into wanting to talk to you about the energy flow, because I know another part of your vision or your grace to the planet is to teach us about healing. And in your system, healing is a very big thing.
See,
can you talk to us about that?
We help people to heal themselves by giving them a simple meditation techniques and the conscious decision. See, by your nature, very nature, body constantly heals itself, rejuvenates itself and replaces itself. Even medical science agrees, body heals itself constantly. It rejuvenates itself constantly. Healer means a person who helps the others to heal themselves more quickly in a conscious way. Now you heal yourself without consciously. If you are helped, taught how you heal yourself, that simple science, if you consciously start practicing that science, encouraging that self-healing system, you quickly come out of the diseases. You quickly come out of the mental disorders. Healer is the person who helps the other to quicken the healing process, which is already happening in him.
No, I don't want to, what I'm going to say now, I'm not judging or I'm not making anything wrong, but I'm just trying to make an observation. So let's say when we try to use drugs or pharmaceutical kinds of things, that is not really dealing with the consciousness, is it? What are you doing if you're just thinking, oh, if I've got this disease and I take this drug, you're just then at the level of the body, right?
See, what I'm saying, there are some level diseases, just a physical diseases, can be helped by the regular drug allopathy system, no doubt about it. I'm not saying allopathy is completely false or anything, but there are some diseases, psychosomatic disorders, which you need to handle from the conscious level. Just handling your body as a biomechanism is not enough. So in that places, you need a spiritual guidance, life solutions.
Well, Swamiji, I want the audience to know that for those of you who want to educate yourself more on the chakras, this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited to know about your work, because I want to really understand the chakras more myself, because this is really big in your system.
We have 5,000 healers around the world. You can contact nearest healing center or a healer or our website. Every day, 26,000 people come inside our healing centers to get healed and meditate. 26,000 is the attendance every 24 hours inside our healing centers around the world.
Wow. Well, I know that you think of meditation as a medication.
Yes.
That
it can help. It can be complementary. I'm not contradicting at all any other system. I'm complementing.
Right.
Because just a little alteration, the way in which you think about yourself can do miracles to your body and mind. Just a simple alteration, simple understandings added to you can just quicken the healing process so beautifully. It will be nothing less than miracles.
Well, can you just take a moment? I'd be curious to see how you would briefly explain to us what are the chakras and how do we really know we have chakras?
Kirlian photography proves we have different energy centers. Have you heard of Kirlian photography? Which photographs auras? That's the first thing. Second thing, the energy centers, when they are disturbed by a particular emotion, you can see immediately that your health is also disturbed. For example, traditionally we say that navel center is disturbed by worrying emotions.
Which emotions?
Worrying, the unnecessary anxiety.
Okay.
You can see if you have.
So that's the navel
center.
Okay.
If you have some shocking information or message from somebody, first thing will be your stomach upset.
Okay.
Disturbance. That's why you say, I can't stomach it. I can't digest it. I don't have a stomach to listen all these things. It's directly connected. Every emotion is connected to one energy center. If you are disturbed by that emotion, you can feel the reaction in that energy center. And now the Kirlian photography has proved the energy centers, the existence of energy centers is a science.
So, I mean, I've heard of Carillion photography. So, I mean, because I know you're a scientist. So, Carillion photography really is real.
Sure.
It really is real. I mean, they really are able to picture the energy set that we really are vibrating energy.
In many countries, the Kirlian photography is used as an advanced diagnosis method about TB or cancers. They were able to diagnose 6 months ahead of any other available diagnosis methods.
Because they can see the energy.
Aura. They can see the aura. The Kirlian photography is now accepted diagnosis method in many countries, in many places. I don't know about US.
No, not here in the United States.
But in many countries, they are using this as a diagnosis method. So I think surely the many doors can open if we start putting a little bit of our energy into the chakra science also. Because the future is going to be holistic.
Right.
Future is holistic. There are so many millions of people around the world already started exploring in this consciousness, in the energy medicine sciences, the alternative systems. And what I'm saying, we don't have to completely say some system is right or wrong.
Right.
If we take the help from all the systems, we will make better lifestyle, better consciousness. I always tell people, every system is a garden. Go to all the gardens and pluck best flowers and make a beautiful bouquet for yourself.
I like that.
Why should you miss other gardens just because you are visiting to one garden?
Right.
No need. And the future is going to be in the hands of the people who accepts every system with a sympathy and love, with an open mind.
Open-minded. Right.
That is going to be the future.
Swamiji, we have just a few minutes left. I would appreciate it because I know that when you look out into the world, earlier you were talking about what we see. I know that you see differently than I see. Can you give us some words of comfort in terms of, like, let's say here in America, some of us who see what our politicians are doing and some of the decisions and some of the suffering that's taking place in the world, how can we look at that and not be so stressful ourselves?
First thing, every major decision taken in the higher level is the expression of collective positivity or collective negativity. So before going out and blaming the others or leaders or politicians or others, if we can put a little bit of energy towards ourselves and feel and start working to create more positive consciousness from your inner space, we will be doing something. You see, there are two ways, just talking about things or doing things. If you are interested just talking about things, then blame politicians, leaders, start blaming, criticizing everybody, which is not going to be directly useful. It will be only pulling down your energy also. That's all. That is one way of working. The other way, serious, sincere about doing something. If you are interested in doing something, let us do what way we can add more collective positive energy. Let us create more positivity from our side. Bring more love in our action. Grow high. Increase your frequency of consciousness. When more and more people start working on themselves, the collective positivity has to express itself through right politician and right leaders. See, all leaders are channels of collective positivity or negativity created by mass.
Right.
They are also guided by the mass. So two things. One, sitting and blaming them. Second, working to create more positive energy. I think a sincere person should start working towards creating more positive energy, then blaming, criticizing, getting upset or disturbed. If you are getting upset, disturbed, what is going to happen? Except you are going to have a little more depression and little more negativity, and only then you are adding more negativity, more mass to the negative consciousness. So I feel revolution is not the way, evolution is the way.
Evolution is the way.
Is the way. Revolution is not the way. Every revolution promised the truth or the ultimate solution. In last 3,000 years of the history of the planet Earth, we had 5,000 wars.
5,000 wars?
5,000 recorded wars we had in the humanity. 5,000 wars in 3,000 years. It seems human beings were not doing anything except war, war, war. The reason is we believed in revolution. Now it is time to believe in individual evolution. Let us not go. You see, the mass revolution becomes again one more system. Anybody who comes to the power is again led by the mass negativity or mass positivity. It is now our responsibility to add more and more positivity. That is the only thing an individual can do.
Right, because what we're getting more and more is understanding how we really do affect our surroundings.
Yes.
Like we're awakening to really how our beingness
Peace need to be brought in individual's heart. Then it will radiate and transform the whole planet Earth. Let us all be honest to our being and bring peace to it. You will just radiate it like a flower, and you will add to the collective positive consciousness. You will see that expresses simply through our leaders. Instead of getting upset or disturbed by the negative decisions, just create positive energy so that they also are affected by this positive consciousness.
Well, let me ask you this, because we just have, but then how do you confront the idea, like sometimes when I think about, of course, every day people are dying. I mean, let's face it, every day people are dying in ways that are painful. But now that this war is going on, and of course, I'm trying to collect my mind, but how do you deal with knowing people are dying by suffering? I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, how do you understand that? Little babies, old people. I mean, how do you understand that?
The only way is, at least let us work that in near future we can avoid this kind of things. See, what is happening is the result of our past. At least in the present, let us create more and more positive consciousness and energy so that we will avoid these things in the future. If we also get agitated, disturbed, then we will again start creating more violence and negativity to stop the violence. Violence cannot stop violence. Blood cannot wash blood. Buddha says beautifully, if we start thinking in the eye for an eye, the whole world will become blind. If we start working in the logic, eye for an eye, then from this group, that person will take one person's eye. From this group, he will take other person's eye. Then the whole world will become blind. So the only thing we can do is start creating more and more positive, peaceful ambience inside your being, and continuously work to create that peace and love outside your field. That is the only possible solution.
Well, but I hear you. And my mind though keeps on saying, but how do I come to terms with like right now what's happening in wars when little babies are injured? How do I think about that? I mean, how do you think about that? Or how do you think about that?
The only one thing, what I can do now. That way only I think, what I can do from the power
in this moment,
this moment, the power I have, I may be able to do little service with whatever available with me. and I may be able to send a peaceful prayers and thoughts and positive energy. Whatever I have in under the control of my body and mind, I am making it positive. Instead of getting just upset with somebody or with some system or blaming the things the way in which things
I
are
see,
going
because
on.
my upset is then being transmitted out into the world,
Yes.
and I'm really exaggerating the condition.
And getting agitated.
Oh, okay,
And you see,
right.
You see, getting agitated is not going to be productive in this situation.
Right, exactly.
You understand? This wars itself is created by the people who are agitated. And if we are also agitated, how do you think we are going to solve the problem?
Okay, right.
We are only going to add more problem. So the only way is do whatever you can without getting agitated.
Right, because I mean, technically,
Yes.
if there's only the present moment, and I am right here, the only thing I know is right here, and I may not realize that by being here, I really am doing something to bring peace to the whole planet.
That is the only ways. By being here, you adding more and more joy or bliss or silence to the whole consciousness. By you getting agitated, already you lost the game.
Great, that's so great.
Already we have lost the game, because the wars itself is created by the people who are agitated. If we are also agitated, how are we going to do something to the good, do something right to the planet Earth? That is not the way. See, anybody who tried in the way of revolution have become one more system, one more tradition, one more power game, ended up in one more war. So the only way is the way of the Buddha,
right.
The way of the peace, the way of the silence, the way of Shiva, working in yourself and becoming a strong leader without getting agitated, doing things which needs to be done without getting agitated, is the right way. We are doing as much as we can towards the peace and silence and bliss, and helping the people who are stranded by the wars, and trying to bring more and more peace into the consciousness of the leaders, trying to touch, trying to educate, trying to tell them. We are doing everything, but not getting agitated.
Right.
We are supposed to become productive people, not agitated people.
Exactly. And for those of you locally who are listening to this talk, I understand that weekly you can go to some place. Is it in Seattle and Bellevue?
In Seattle, we have a Bellevue Center.
That you can go on Sundays, and there's a meditation.
And you can learn more about the sciences which I'm teaching.
And they give regular classes. What is it, every few months or?
Every weekends they give classes, and once in every month they give classes. And you can go to website. Now we have started the web-based programs. You can learn from your home.
Really?
Home study courses for 1 year.
I didn't see that on your website.
Now we have started. Just now, in few days, you will see the full-fledged way. It will be launching. It will be launching. And already we have created syllabus. And we will be offering the home study programs, home study courses about this whole philosophy or the tradition which we are teaching, for which we are standing.
Could you just give me a little sense, because maybe some people in the audience are curious too. Like, could you just give me one meditation technique that you could suggest that we can do?
Nithyananda. I call that as a technique for eternal bliss. Nithyananda, a simple technique. I can just give the steps also now. It's a 5 steps.
Oh yeah, please.
5 steps. The first step, just sit comfortably and deeply inhale and exhale, because you have lost in touch, you have got disconnected with your breathing. It has become shallow because you are lost in your past and future. Inhaling and exhaling deeply will bring you inside your boundary to the present moment. That is the first step. Of course, this meditation is described detailed way in our website livebliss.org. You can download from that and practice and explore. Now also I am giving you the method. First step, the inhale and exhale intensely, deeply. Second step, intense humming, so that your inner chattering will be silenced.
Like, give us an example of a hum, like, Okay.
Intensely when you do, your inner chattering will become silenced because the catharsis will happen. The third step, relaxing and putting your awareness in every energy center. If you go to the website, that there is an instruction which will guide you. You can just download and play the instruction and sit and do. It will be like a guided meditation. And the fourth step, just be unclutched. Means do not create a chain link of thoughts. Do not create the shaft of thoughts. Whenever thoughts rise in you, just be a witness. Sit in a relaxed way. Any word or letter or thought raises in you, do not create, maintain or destroy. Just be witness. The fifth step, sit in a relaxed way, in a deep prayerful method, prayerful way, surrendered to the whole cosmic energy. Be receptive to the whole cosmic love, energy and compassion. This 5-step detailed way, it is described in our website, livebliss.org, Nitya Dhyan. You
We'll
just
put that up on the web.
download and practice. This one technique is enough. This is the essence of my teachings.
That's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Well,
you.
we are at the end of this hour. It was really a blessing to be with you. I think all of you can appreciate what it was like for me to look into his eyes. I've been in bliss just being able to be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In the year 2009, on this day, we have glimpses of Adi Kailasa Sarvangapeetam during the ongoing Inner Awakening program. Here on this day, in the year 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism delivered a beautiful satsang under the title, Do Nothing, Accomplish Everything.
Welcome you all with my love and respects. Today we will start the satsang in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Sannyasa Yoga, 8th and 9th verse.
नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् स्वशन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्.
Beautiful verses. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit Pashyan shrunman sprishan jikran ashnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visurjan grinnan unmishan nimishan api indriyan indriyarteshu vartanta yiditarayan. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna is becoming philosophical, Shiva becoming emotional, Sri Krishna becoming philosophical, both are rare scenes. At one point, when Shiva becomes emotional, Devi achieves enlightenment. Same way, at one point, when Krishna becoming philosophical, Arjuna becomes enlightened. Arjuna never expects philosophical dimension from Sri Krishna. Devi never expects emotional dimension from Mahadeva. Krishna was always in flowing with love. So Arjuna would have never expected a stern philosophical instruction from Sri Krishna. Same way Shiva was always in Samadhi. Devi would have never expected an emotional flowing from Mahadeva. The moment she saw that, she became enlightened. It's a beautiful verse. Sri Krishna becoming philosophical. The translation, the one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, ceases, opens or shuts the eyes, it is the sense organs that are supporting the senses and that he is not doing anything. Wow. I tell you, this one verse can liberate you. This one verse can lead to Jivan Mukti. Whatever position, space, karma level, understanding you are in, whatever may be your background, karma level, education, qualification, profession, whatever may be your background, you can be liberated just by this one verse, understanding this one verse. Naiva kinjit karomidi yukto manyate tattvavit Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jihran asnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visrujan grinnan unmishan nimishan napi indriyan indriyarteshu vartanta iditarayan. The one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, ceases, opens or shuts the eyes, it is the sense organ that are supporting the senses and that is not doing anything. I'll narrate one experience happened in my life in a very young age. Then you will understand this, the sacred secret from this verse. Maybe I was 7-8 years old. I was studying in the primary school. Studying means once in a while I will go to that school and bless that school. That school name is Kanyaka Parameshwari School. It is run by a Vaishya community trust. Just opposite to that school, there is a Vasavi Kanyaka Parameshwari Devi temple. It's a Devi temple. She is the chief deity for the Vaishyas. So one day from the school, I went to the temple. Somebody in the temple was telling me the story of that deity, that Devi. She was a young girl, and for some reason, she just created the Yogagni, the fire of yoga from her own body, and gave up the body, reduced her body into ashes, gave up the body after enlightenment. So with the power of enlightenment, she gave up the body. When I heard the story, I was suddenly highly inspired. I thought, how can somebody create fire from their own body and reduce the body into ashes? I was walking outside the temple slowly. And my thought current went this way, that way, this way, that way. I thought, oh, that is the reason she became so popular and she is being worshipped. Even at that age, I had a clear idea. I'm going to be worshipped by millions of people while I am alive and after I leave the body. I was very clear. I was thinking, oh, is it factual or philosophical? I was just 7 or 8 year old boy. I was thinking, did she really create the fire and leave the body? Or was it just a philosophical, she meditated on fire and became enlightened? Was it just philosophical or factual. While I was contemplating so deeply, I had a strong feeling connection with the deity, with the Devi. Suddenly, I could experience this verse. I was walking in the market, in that street. I wanted to go to my grandfather's shop to have the jaggery. My grandfather had a wholesale shop for the jaggery and rice. So whenever we kids come out of school, we straight go to the grandfather's shop and fill our mouth and the bag with the traditional jaggery, and that stock will be there for next 1 week. So I was going to my grandfather's shop to fill jaggery, to collect jaggery from my grandfather. On the street, I had this strong experience. Even though my body is walking, I am breathing, I am seeing everything, I am planning to go to my grandfather's shop and get jaggery. I could see very clearly, I am not doing anything. Please understand, the power of that experience is still strongly inside my system. That is why the moment I read this verse, it came up. Wow, this is what exactly I realized at that time. Of course, the experience stayed only for 10 to 15 minutes. The moment I reached my grandfather's shop and got the jaggery, everything went away. My mouth was filled with jaggery, and after that, the experience disappeared. But I tell you, at some point, every human being experiences the possibility that naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. The one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, seizes, opens or shuts the eyes, it is the sense organs that are supporting the senses, and that is not doing anything. Wow, this is too much. Even though your body functions, you understanding you are not doing anything. What a liberation. If your body is not allowed to do something, and you also experience you are not doing anything, it is not liberation. It is called tuning to the truth. See, when your body is not doing anything, even though if you are feeling you are doing something, restlessness, it is restlessness. Your mind is wavering, continuous restlessness. If your body is not doing anything, mind is also not doing anything. It is like a settled. If your body is doing everything, but mind feels you are not doing anything, your consciousness feels you are not doing anything, I tell you, that is the ultimate liberation. I can say that is what is Jivan Mukti. But 5-10 minutes experience, even though it was not stable, it went away. It was such powerful glimpse. I know that moment what I experienced was truth. After that, what I was going through is not that ultimate truth. It may be comparative truth, comparative reality. But that few minutes, 5-10 minutes, what I was going through is the existential reality. Kannika Parameshwari, the Devi, what she was experiencing in her life has become experience of me at that 5-10 minutes. I tell you. Now, especially with the Nirahara Samyama, if you meditate on this verse, surely it can become your existential reality. Nirahara Samyama is a time where so many wonderful spiritual experiences can happen in you. Nirahara Samyama is not just one pattern breaking, like breaking the pattern of food and patterns related to food. This Nirahara Samyama is so powerful and so beautiful, I tell you. This is the time so many possibilities can open in you. So many possibilities can happen in you. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jighran. Ashnan gachan swapan swasan. Pralapan visrujan grinnan unmishan. Nimishan api. Indriyani indriyarteshu vartanda iditarayan. One who knows the truth, though engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going, dreaming, and breathing, knows that he never does anything while talking, letting go, receiving, opening, closing. He considers that the senses are engaged in gratification. I have given you one more translation. Let the senses function in its own way. You be established in the understanding of your essential nature. While you walk in the street, feel the senses are doing its job. I am me. Relaxing into the essential nature again and again and again. Meditate on this truth. Only then the possibility of this becoming your experience is there.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho, and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German.
In the year 2013, on this day, during the morning presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains that enlightenment is impossible by putting ourselves into isolation or removing ourselves from society. In the year 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performed the Digvijaya at 17 places of the Tondemandala Adhinam and consecrated these places as Leela Kshetras. Each Leela Kshetra serves as the epicenter of hundreds of enlightenment ecosystems. Following this event, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism addressed the Tondemandala Samrajya Mantri Sabha Samalanam, congregation of the Council of Ministers of Tondemandala Kingdom, on the strategy and revival of Shaivism by establishing more Kailasas in Tondemandala Samrajya. Here we have glimpses of the Nithyananda Sangha via the Nithyananda Times in the year 2015 and in the year 2016. In the year 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expands on the power and importance of maintaining integrity with the morning spiritual routine. If all the Vedagama traditions, only three things are universal, recognized and sacred: the Om, the cow, and practicing the morning spiritual routine. Not only does it tune the body to radiate superconsciousness, it is also the fuel to reach the abode of Sadashiva himself, Kailasa. Here we have glimpses of the Uttomottama Seva offered on this day to Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalayam in the year 2018. In the year 2019, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, during the live Nithyananda Satsang, reveals that Guru Purnima or Guru's Day is the day when disciples and devotees offer their karmas in completions at the feet of the Master and get liberated. He shared that only Brahma's Guru has the power to change fate, because that is where Paramashiva manifests in pure Guru Tattva, burning karmas through Guru Purnima. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that when delusion takes over, separation from Guru happens, which gives suffering. When Guru takes over, Guru gives Guru and all the other best and good things of life. In the year 2020, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that Hinduism is a science of invoking cosmic beings in you, and when this is done, extraordinary energy and a higher life is manifested. When this happens, your Ishta Devata becomes your core existence. Also, during a separate live talk, Kailasa Courtyard session, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared how the whole world is resetting itself and is going toward enlightenment. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that during this time, do more body-related tapas like yoga, unclutching, power manifestation, and inner healing. So now with this, we come to the last leg of today's segment, which is the Paramashivoham Level 3 program, Season 2. This program is happening for the second time this year after a 3-year gap, and is one of the most awaited programs with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This program is from July 13th to August 3rd. Paramashivoham is an immersive 21-day program, awakening program, to teach you the science of manifesting the ultimate consciousness in you. This Paramashivoham program manifests the deeper experiences of 25 states of consciousness, vertical time zones, and power manifestation. To learn more about the program or to register yourself for the program, for more information about the program, you can visit the link kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. And so now with this, it is now time to prepare ourselves to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the Nithyananda Satsang. We request all our viewers to please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and allow that mantra to reverberate throughout the entire being. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue to be in this deep space of unclutching and restful awareness as you prepare yourselves to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the Nithyananda Satsang.
Paramashiva's message. directly from Kailasa, Maha Kailasa. Listen. Ability to face yourself in the parallel universe. Possibility to experience yourself in the parallel universe. Capacity to experience yourself in the parallel universe. Power to face yourself in the parallel universe is the same power which you are using to keep yourself deluded or awakened.